Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make your own DIY Too Faced chocolate bar palette. Don't forget to vote for next week's video just by clicking the top right corner, click the little eye, and then just select the video that you would like to see next week. And if you're interested, then just keep on watching the video. So the first thing you're going to need to do is cut out the chocolate bar palette shape out of a foam board, and you're going to do this 3 times. The first one you're going to leave normally. The second one you're going to cut out all of these little rectangles, and to do this I just took an X-Acto knife, cut it out, and then just popped it out the way you saw me do it right now. Then I took those little rectangles and glued them on top of the third piece and like cut them down a little bit so that way they were a little tinier, and that is going to give us the third piece. So next step is to paint all of your pieces dark brown to make it look like an actual chocolate bar. So if you have spray paint that's brown, this would probably go way faster, but I didn't have that, so I just stuck to the good old paintbrush. So basically what you should have is this one piece that you only painted on one side, that's going to be the base. The second piece is our little grid thingy that you only have to paint on one side as well. And then the third piece you're going to have to paint like all around, like everywhere, just paint it, you know, go crazy and paint it. So to assemble everything, you're going to need a piece of fabric. I didn't find a brown piece of fabric, so I thought I could paint this blue one brown with some fabric paint, and that didn't work out well. So that's why it has that like weird brown smudge on it. Just ignore that. And what I did next is on the edges, I added a little bit of hot glue, and then I just folded that over to like make the edges look a little cleaner. And then I did that on the other side as well. So next what I did is I took this like base piece and I added a little bit of hot glue to the fabric to like the nicer side. It's important that you do this on the nicer side. And then you just place it down so that way from the fabric and the foam board piece you see like the uglier sides, if that makes sense. Next you're going to take that like grid piece that we cut out before and painted and add some hot glue all around the edges wherever possible so that way it's nice and secure. But make sure to move quickly because hot glue dries really fast, so that's what happened to me the first time. Then just place that on top. And then this is optional, but I trimmed down the fabric a little bit because I noticed that I had way too much. Then I folded it over, added some hot glue on top, and then I took that like cover piece, I guess, and I placed that on top and let that dry, and then I was done with the palette. So to decorate it a little more, I took this paint marker here and I just like wrote down Too Faced on the palette. I also wrote chocolate bar in the bottom right corner. I actually misspelled chocolate. I forgot an O. Terribly sorry about that, but you know, just ignore it. It's about the looks, right? Next, I'm going to show you these like eyeshadow palettes that I bought that are going to be the dupes. So this first one is from Wet n Wild, and it is the Bare and Beautiful palette. As you can see, I wrote the names from the actual chocolate bar palette on there, like on the colors we're going to be using, so that way you know which ones to use for what. The next palette is also from Wet n Wild, and it's in the color Comfort Zone. In case you're curious, we're going to be using Salted Caramel, Gilded Ganache, and Amaretto. This next palette is from Essence. It's the All About Roses palette, and we're going to be using Champagne Truffle, White Chocolate, Hot Chocolate, Semi-Sweet, and Black Forest Truffle. The next thing I bought is from Catrice, and this is a single eyeshadow. You can't see it too well, but it's in the color Creme Brulee, and we're going to be using this for the color Hazelnut in the chocolate bar palette. The next single eyeshadow is also from Catrice. This is in the color Peachahantis, and we're going to be using that for the color Strawberry Bonbon. This next single eyeshadow is from the Essence My Must-Haves collection. We're going to be using this for Candied Violet, and it's in the color Purple Clouds. This next one is also from the Essence My Must-Haves collection, but this is actually a lip powder, and I noticed this when I was home. I was going to use this for Cherry Coral, but yeah, I don't know. I ended up using it anyway, but I don't recommend it because I added in the rubbing alcohol and it like turned blue and it stained my hands and it was really weird, and I don't recommend putting lip powder on your eye. Like, I guess it's okay, but I don't know. It was really weird and I don't recommend it, but it was the only eyeshadow that I could find that was like purpley, and it's not even that good of a dupe either, to be honest. So what you want to do now is take your eyeshadows and just like scrape them into a little container. I just use this little plastic cup and like a popsicle stick. Then just add in a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Don't add too much, don't add too little. You basically just want this like pasty consistency, so that way you can like pack it into the palette. So then you just mix that around until you have the correct consistency. Then I recommend looking up a photo of the chocolate bar palette online so you can see which color goes where, and then you can just kind of take the color you just mixed and like put it into the correct little rectangle there and just pack it inside. Sometimes it's a little tricky because the like rectangle will be bigger and you won't have like enough eyeshadow, so it's a little bit of a struggle, but honestly I think it's worth it. So to press it, I just took this highlighter and I like put a tissue around it so it wouldn't get dirty, and then I just pressed that down into the eyeshadow so that way the tissue could absorb all of the excess rubbing alcohol. And then I just pressed that around a little bit. Then I took the tissue again and cleaned around the edges as good as I could. This was pretty tricky though because the rubbing alcohol like kind of dissolved the paint and kind of stuck to it. So next you're just going to repeat that with all of your eyeshadows. Scrape, mix with rubbing alcohol, and then pack. That's what we're going to do. So once you've done that with all of the eyeshadows that you want in your palette, it should basically look like this here. So we have this nice palette here from the outside, right? And now when you open it up, you should have all of your eyeshadows just like in the actual chocolate bar palette from Too Faced. So here you can see a quick comparison of our chocolate bar palette to the actual chocolate bar palette. As you can see, ours isn't that neat, but if you try really hard, I'm sure you can get it way neater than I did. But it's basically just about like the eyeshadows. So even the thickness is really close. Ours might be like a little tiny bit thicker, like maybe by like a couple of millimeters, but honestly not that big of a deal. So here we're going to start swatching them. I started off with Gilded Ganache. This is from the chocolate bar palette. The actual one is on the left and the one that we made is on the right. So the first color is pretty similar. Ours might be a little bit more green toned than the original one, but still pretty similar. The next color is Salted Caramel. The only difference to ours is that ours is shimmery. I couldn't find a matte color like that, but otherwise they're basically the same color, just that ours is shimmery. The next color is Hazelnut, and this one is like exactly the same. Like I cannot see a difference. Maybe you can. I can't. The next color we're swatching is White Chocolate. And this one is like really similar. Like ours is probably a little bit shimmery, but still similar. The next color is Marzipan. I think once again, this one's like exactly the same. I cannot tell a difference. I really can't. The next color is Creme Brulee. Ours is a little bit more brownish, while the actual one is a little more gold, but still pretty close. The next color is Hot Chocolate. Ours is a little more cooler toned than the original, but still similar. Next color is Semi-Sweet. This one I feel like is really similar. Ours is maybe a little bit more cooler toned, but still very close. Next color is Milk Chocolate. Once again, ours might be a little cooler toned. Next one is Strawberry Bonbon. Ours is way more peach toned than the pink, but still similar. Once again, Cherry Coral. I don't recommend the lip powder. Stained my finger, as you can see. Not fun. Next color is Black Forest Truffle. Ours is a little darker than the original, but still very close. For Candied Violet, I had a lot of trouble finding a purple eyeshadow, so ours is just like way lighter, but maybe you want that, so we'll just go with it. Champagne Truffle, once again, was very similar. Triple Fudge, very close once again. Next one is Amaretto. Pretty much the same thing, except for ours has like blue glitter in it, but it's still like that reddish color. So here you can see all the swatches. You can kind of look at it yourself and like decide on your own if you think that they're similar or the same or not. So that was it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this one. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you in my next video. Goodbye!